We are with Mr. Simon Monk, the founder of World Nomads, and he also happens to be one of the speakers at the Pata Adventure Tourism Mart here in Thuimphu, Bhutan. So, Mr. Simon, how are you doing today?
Very good, thank you. Warmer outside than it is inside.
Speaking about adventure tourism, can you just tell us some of your perceptions about adventure tourism that is happening in today's date, and the role of your company, World Nomads, in enhancing the niche tourism all over the world?
Obviously, the volume of tourism has been exploding for about the last 10 or 15 years. And there's a huge proliferation in suppliers of small adventure experiences, and everybody wants an experience. So it's the experiential side of travel that we're interested in. And as a travel insurer, we specialise in activities and making sure that when people do things, they're actually covered. So that if they get into trouble, we can help them out.
Fantastic. The next question would be something that you were just talking about, travel insurance. How important is travel insurance for an adventure traveler, and how it is more important for adventure travelers to get more educated about various insurance policies available in the tourism sector?
Well, our challenge, perhaps, with any generation is if you mention the word insurance, never mind travel insurance, it sounds boring. Nobody, it's a very low interest category. It's not as exciting as going up to the Tiger's Nest here in Bhutan, for example. That's interesting. Travel insurance, what do you do? Unfortunately, of course, we get to see the other side of the coin where things actually happen. It's not a good story to tell, which is why we don't highlight it, but it is absolutely essential. I mean, there's a small percentage chance that something bad will happen to you, and when it does, you want somebody to look after you. That's our role.
Fantastic. Your topic for tomorrow as the breakout one session would be engaging with today's millennial traveler. So can you just tell us, brief us about your main points that you're going to speak about in engaging the millennial traveler that is growing up in a huge number in today's times?
Well, when you think about the millennial travelers and that generation that's grown up as the first fully digital generation, if you like, the biggest challenge you've got is attention span. There's so many media channels and there's so much noise in the media environment. I think the stats are that the average millennial will check their phone 500 times a day. They're on all social media, they're twittering, they're being interrupted all the day, every day. So how do you create something that can engage with that traveller and cut through all that noise? Our belief is that you have to do it with something called a purple cow, which is something that's truly extraordinary and remarkable. You've got to be different.
Can you just share something about more about a purple cow?
Well, the concept behind the purple cow comes from a US commentator called Seth Godin. And his concept with the purple cow is that if you were going through a field full of cows and driving past a field full of cows, it's just a field full of cows. If you drove past a field full of cows and one of them was purple, you'd go, there's a purple cow. You would remember the purple cow. You would tell your friends, today I saw a purple cow. And the job in marketing is to cut through all that noise, is to create a purple cow. And that's the way that we try to do our marketing. So one of our campaigns is to go on assignment. One of the ones was here to Bhutan with a National Geographic photographer. That's remarkable. What's a travel insurance business? You're going, running a competition to the chance to go on assignment with a National Geographic photographer to Bhutan. That cuts through your noise. It's remarkable. It's completely different.
Sounds really innovative, Simon. Speaking about your experiences in adventure tourism, would you like to cite some examples of your experiences and how have your experiences have been in adventure tourism in various parts of the world?
Well, many years ago, I've been travelling for quite a few decades, I guess. I was in China in 1989 during all the trouble, and my travel insurance, which I'd bought in London because I was originally from the UK, that ran out. And back then it's pre-internet days and you couldn't extend it, you couldn't buy any new insurance. They said if you want to come back to England and buy another policy and then go, well, you can't, it's completely ridiculous. So that was one of my experiences, and then when I got invited to create a travel insurance for adventure travellers, I knew exactly what requirements were unique to adventure travellers that nobody else did. And remarkably, we've been in business for 12 years and nobody else does what we do. Nobody else has copied us. It is peculiar.
Fantastic, Simon. Would you like to brief us some of your, some of your social media channels about for World Nomads, and how are you engaging with travelers from all over the world?
Think about that. Well, I mean, everybody talks about sharing things. So again, coming back to the travel photography scholarship that we run every year, it gets shared 100,000 times. And you pick a winner, they get shared 100,000 times. I mean, but what you're trying to cut through isn't just the sharing. There's almost too much sharing going on. Everybody's getting all these messages all day, every day. You've got to get into a conversation with people where they will remember you and they will come back to you if they trust you. And building that trust isn't something that happens overnight or in a couple of weeks or even a couple of months. That takes a lot of effort and time to build up.
Thank you, Simon, for sharing this wonderful knowledge with us and sharing this candid conversation with our readers. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. Thank you.